This is R.D. Sharma, chapter number 25, Parabola. So we'll see the theory today. Conic sections. What are conic sections? This word has come from conic and section. So conic has come from cone. Cone. Cone, ice cream, you remember, you used to eat. And section. If you take different section, different parts, or cut the cone in different planes, different sections will be formed. In our normal life, you will see circle, parabola, ellipse, hyperbola. This circle, because circle is quite known to you. This circle has come from where? Can we have some mathematical representation out of it or some formation? So when you eat an ice cream, this is kind of a cone you see generally. This is a cone. Now when you take this cone and make a formation in two ways, that is one over another. It's okay when we talk about circle and ellipse, etc. But when we talk about hyperbola, then we need more than one cone in certain formation. And this parabola, ellipse, all will have different shapes. A parabola, I'll show you, there are four kinds of parabola. So one cone we inverted another cone and had a formation. For example, take a rod or a stick, fix it somewhere and just revolve it around some axis. So the upper portion will be this figure, below also. So this is a stick fixed on one point and we just revolved it. So this form is kind of a figure, two cones, one another. So this cone or stick is called generator because it is generating this figure. The point we fixed, we'll call it as vertex. If you make a triangle, you see that there are three vertices. One vertex, so make it three, so three vertices. Here we have a line, and on this axis, on the basis of this axis only, we moved that stick, that generator. That will be called as an axis. On this axis, what is this angle? The axis and that stick angle between them, this is called as vertex angle. In most of the book it is called as alpha, vertex angle. And there will be a locus being formed. When you swirl it, you rotate it, that stick around some axis, there will be some directrix. So the best idea is to understand that take a plane, simple, and just take it perpendicular to this axis and cut this shape, either above or below. Just cut this. So this is the axis, and the plane which is cutting this cone is the axis, and this plane is perpendicular. That is, the angle between these two is pi by 2. So a circle is what? Circle is a point which is moving such that its distance from one point always remain the same. Now just start tilting that plane. Some tilting, then again tilting, then again tilting. So you just tilt it, it will be ellipse. Now tilt it more. Not fully, not cutting. If you extend it, it should not cut the upper cone also. So we took this plane, when we formed the ellipse, we just tilted it. So let us say that the angle it is making is beta. So alpha and beta, there has to be some relationship. So when we increase, alpha will be equal to beta, alpha will be greater than beta, alpha will be less than beta. So these all angles will form different shapes. Now again come to hyperbola. Now again shift this plane or tilt this plane and cut this, so it will cut the above cone also and below cone also. Both cones, both part it will come cut, so that will be hyperbola. So this is how different shapes will be formed as conic sections. So let me just let me explain you again, or we can have one cone only. So this is one cone. Take the plane straight. That is the angle of the plane and the axis 90 degree. Tilt it, it will be the axis and the plane, the angle between them. So this theta, if theta is pi by 2, this theta is pi by 2, and if this theta is alpha, you know this is the angle. Sometimes this theta is also called as beta in various books. When theta is equal to alpha, it will be parabola. When theta is greater than the alpha, you will get an ellipse. When theta is less than alpha, so two cuttings will be there, it will be hyperbola. So these are all conic sections, because it has come from, or we can get it from, a cone. So conic section is the locus of a point moves in such a way that its distance from a point and distance from a fixed line always bears a ratio or a constant. It will be a constant. I'll just explain you that thing again. So what all we got? Conic section. So we took a plane, a conic section, as I said, or conic is the locus of a point which moves in such a way that its distance from a fixed point S always bears a constant ratio to its distance from a fixed line, all being in the same plane. So the point which is having a distance from two things, one with a point is a distance from a point and a distance from the line. Please remember, distance from a point and distance from a line, these two distances, if you take the ratio will always be constant. That is, this d1, the distance from say a line divided by the distance from a point, or you can take it otherwise also. So this distance is called the eccentricity. If this eccentricity is 0, if this constant value is 0, you get a circle. If this E, which is the ratio of two distances, one from line, one from point, it is between 0 and 1, you will get ellipse. If this the ratio is only the distances, two distance ratio. If this E is 1, that is both are same distance, it will be parabola, and if E is greater than 1, you get hyperbola. Now let me take one of the conic section. Let me take a parabola. So this is one of the conic section, parabola. As I told you, there will be a point. This is moving such that it is the distance of it from a fixed point. The fixed point, let us call it as focus. The point which is moving, having a distance from say some point focus, we'll call it as a focus. And this point is having a distance from a line. So these two distances, distance from focus and distance from line we call it as, let us say, directrix. Let us call it as directrix. So P distance from focus and P distance from directrix, and these two distances in parabola, as we see that parabola E is 1. So this D will be equal to D. So D1 equal to D2. So a line which is passing through the focus and perpendicular to the directrix. A line which is passing through focus and perpendicular to the directrix is called the axis of symmetry. What is the vertex? The conic section. What is the vertex? The point of intersection of conic section and the axis is called the vertices of the conic section. So this is a conic section. When this parabola intersects with axis of symmetry, that is this point, this call it as vertex. One more thing, latus rectum. Latus rectum of any conic is the chord passing through the focus and perpendicular to the axis. So from here we make a line which is perpendicular to the axis of symmetry. So this line will be called as the latus rectum. Latus rectum. And the distance of parabola will be the distance of this or length of this latus rectum for parabola is 4a. What is the eccentricity? Main thing is eccentricity. Eccentricity, this is a constant ratio. This is the eccentricity of conic section. We denote it by E. The distance, say from distance underscore, say from focus, and distance underscore distance from directrix. This is the eccentricity. If you understand this, it is eccentricity, you will know all the conic section. So let me make a general equation of a conic section. Let me make a general equation. So by the definition, there is a fixed point and there is a fixed line. Now there is a point which is moving, and the distance of this point from this fixed point, say this is called as S. So alpha and beta, we call it as focus. And a line, this is also a fixed line. So ax plus by plus c equals 0. We call this as a directrix. This is a directrix. So this point is moving. The distance of this point from the line, say this, always a point will have a distance which is a perpendicular distance from a line, right? So h and k, always we take a locus, so we always take h comma k. So by the definition, PM, the distance of this moving point from the line, directrix, PM will be equal to the distance of this point, moving point from the fixed point which is focus. So eccentricity will be, by the definition of conic section, it will be SP, this distance, D1 let us say, and this D2, say PM. So SP by PM is the eccentricity for any conic section. This thing is always true. So SP will be equal to E into PM. E is eccentricity. Now what will be the SP? We'll use the distance formula here. H minus alpha whole square plus K minus beta whole square. Actually it should be in under root, but I'm going to square it. So I'm not writing the square root. H minus K whole square plus K, this K minus beta whole square. And I'm squaring it because under root, I just don't want under root on the left hand side. So under root I have just tried to avoid it. So I squared it. E square. PM will be also squared. So what is the distance? A point. What is the distance of a point from a line? We'll put H in place of X. We'll put K in place of Y plus C by under root A square plus B square. And remember, we have squared it. This is squared. So this will be X minus, I'm replacing now H and K by X and alpha. When we try to find out the locus, we replace HK by XY. X minus alpha whole square plus Y minus beta whole square equals E square. And this is AX plus BY plus C by X and Y, again H and K we have replaced by X and Y, A square plus B square. So this is the general equation of a conic section. We also have a Cartesian equation. When we simplify, what do we get? This is again a form of a conic equation. Ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy. This is one of the equation, right? When you resolve it, you will get an equation, and this other equation which I am telling is Cartesian equation of a conic section. So this is also a general equation of second degree. This is general equation of second degree again for conic section. How do we represent it? Please remember, what are the constants? A, B, H, G, F and C. So in this equation, Ax square equation, if A is equal to B and H is 0, this will become a circle. Second case, if H square is AB, this H is there and A and B is the coefficient of X square and Y square. H square equals AB, it will be a parabola. Third, if H square is less than AB, H square is less than AB, it will become an ellipse. Fourth, if H square is greater than AB, then this will become a hyperbola. So these are all the scenario which you need to learn when you know the conic section. Next time we will take the parabola, okay, and then we'll try to know all these scenarios. Thank you so much.